Liverpool fans in the building and in the office. A bunch of Liverpool fans actually, so they're quite happy. Honestly, I was a bit disappointed by Atletico's performance. I thought Jurgen Klopp handled them quite well. Yeah, they just didn't come out very well. They try to press Liverpool high. Liverpool can play out the back very well and just kind of dissected them. Mo Salah was on fire along with Trent. Trent balled out in terms of his crossing. We saw Reece James on the weekend scored 2 goals, but Trent's right back at him. I was saying earlier in a couple other videos, I was saying, I think we'll see the comparison between Trent and Reece James as we have in the past with Lampard and Stevie G. I think that's a comparison. And today, Trent came out with 2 assists, 2 great balls into the box. He's one of the best in the world at doing so. And Jota got the first goal, quality finish with his head, and Sadio Mane as well. We got something on the screen. 2 assists in the first 20 minutes from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Is that Ozil? No, it's Trent. It's Trent. Big baller at right back. And he's got a lot of stick over the past few. Probably last year, he got a lot of stick. Like, was he going to start in the Euros for England? A lot of debate around that. But, man, he's here. He's balling. He's back to his best. And I think a lot of that comes with Liverpool as well. Liverpool struggled last year defensively. And I think just Van Dijk coming back, Matip coming back, and Konate coming into the team as well gives them that solidity, solidifies the defense. And then you have Jordan Henderson being able to play, not in center back, along with Fabinho in midfield. And Fabinho, it might be the most underrated player at Liverpool. He is so good. He's so good. I want to bring Zach in here to talk a little bit about the game. This might be the biggest Liverpool fan in the office. He's always...
Yeah. Let me have it.
This man, this man is always talking nonsense about the Premier League, about Liverpool, about Mohamed Salah. Not nonsense, obviously. Salah.
Nonsense.
Salah might be the best on-form player in the world right now. Need to move over a little bit. Let him in here. What did you make of the match? What did you make of Diego Simeone? Because before the match, Simeone was saying that he's not going to shake hands.
Yeah,
shake hands.
This man. What does this man know about anything? Shout out to Pat Coyles. He's a United fan. His team got slapped around by Liverpool. He knows what's what.
Yeah,
the Simeone. Let's start with the Simeone non-handshake. How do you feel about him just doing that in general?
I don't really care. I know you. I mean, okay, there is a level of like respect that you want to show opposition players, opposition coaches. I mean, but at the same time, I'm not that offended. I kind of like how he dresses all in black. He's going to like a funeral. He's that type of guy. His style of play, bro. He's like, that's just Diego. I mean,
I do like though that they got 2 red cards or red card in each game. Yeah, delicious. Screw Antoine Griezmann. So that was fun to see him get sent off. And then this one, I didn't really agree with the red. I got to be honest. Kind of seemed like a little bit of a
I missed that.
I missed call.
I forgot to say something about that. But
he kind of caught Sadio weird. So like, in that sense, sure, red card, I guess, but it didn't seem like one to me, honestly. But Liverpool had this wire to wire, so it felt good.
Yeah, also, like, I feel like referees need to ease up a little bit, especially today. We're going to talk about the Dortmund match as well, but Mats Hummels also got sent off for like a weak tackle. It should not have been a red. And I feel it low-key kills the game a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, we want to see, this is Champions League. This is Atletico versus Liverpool. Don't send someone off in the first half. Don't send someone off.
I got to be honest, though. I just want Liverpool to advance. So
but they'll be fine. What is the table looking like? Does someone
Liverpool's
know?
already through.
They're already
and
through.
Now, I think Atletico. Hey, shout out, Jacob. It'd be good if you came back in and said that to my face, Sure would be cool. Do we have the live table? If we can see
okay.
that?
So Liverpool are in first. FC Porto is in second. Atletico are on 4 points in third. Porto is on 5 points in second. So a 1 point gap. And then AC Milan, bottom of the table.
Dumpster.
We were watching the FC Porto AC Milan match. I think it finished 1-1 today. Yeah. So that's their only point. AC Milan's only point.
So they're pretty much toast. Atletico, I think, will be fine, but I do think that Liverpool team looks really strong, and I really would like another Champions League win. I think we can do both.
Yeah, I was telling you. I think, like, personally, like, I know City, I know Chelsea, they look strong this year, but I don't know. I have a feeling that Liverpool who will win the league. And I'm sorry, Pat, if you're watching Manchester United,
Pat just kicked a hole in his wall.
Not touching that.
Yeah.
The exchange wants to hear a joke, and I think that's for this guy right here. A joke would be Antonio Conte to Spurs.
I was just gonna say my favorite joke that United know what they're doing right now. My favorite joke that a certain player on their team is playing clean, but that's another thing. And I'm not speculating. I didn't see any names.
Yeah.
So
Pat says, to be fair, Liverpool are flying at the moment. They are. Jurgen Klopp has them balling. Like, I genuinely think they'll be at the top of the table in the Premier League by Christmas.
Can they do the double?
Can they do the double? Maybe not. Because we did. That's another thing we didn't mention today. We saw players go off injured. Did Sadio Mane get injured?
Oh, we're in trouble.
Did Firmino got taken off
pretty
early.
Banged up now. You've got Mane was off injured. Who else got hurt? Firmino got hurt. Ox got hurt. Keita is coming back from injury. And then you've got
obviously Harvey Elliott.
Elliott down. And then Curtis got poked in the eye yesterday.
That's
so
awful,
Curtis will be back.
That's awful, bro. Imagine getting poked.
3 out of 10 poor joke. I know. It's all right. Ronaldo's frying. I got nothing to say there. I honestly think United would be better off without Ronaldo. Yeah. We can go down that
Let's talk about Atletico really quick. They were obviously not good, but today was such a boring match to watch.
How they can
in a defensive block. You're down 2-0. One man off the pitch.
Is so good. Oblak's so good that
fantastic.
if he can make the saves, then it's a real pain in the ass. We got 2 by him quick, felt good. But if
they're not in a defensive block, and if Liverpool counter on the break in transition, that's when I look at Atletico and I'm like, they're not at that high level at the moment. But when they get in that defensive block, it's so hard to break down. But in transition, I think that's where they're kind of struggling this season.
Yeah, and I think not having Griezmann hurts, obviously.
Yeah.
Try not to kick someone in the face. That's always helpful. But I don't know. I'm not quite sure if you're going to get to see this team do anything quite exciting anyway. So, this sort of seemed like this was kind of like the ceiling. You know what I mean? This isn't going to be a great year for Atletico anyway. But
speaking of Gini Wijnaldum, an ex-Liverpool player, absolutely balled today for PSG. I don't know if you want to stay for this.
I'll just say this: long live Gini Wijnaldum. He's a real one. It made me so happy to see him flying in this game. He should be getting minutes. I know there are guys that cost more money and that are more famous than Gini Wijnaldum, but he's just a warrior. And shout out Gini. I'll let you do.
Yeah.
Appreciate coming. Hey, Pat, United or toast. Can't wait to see you guys at Anfield. Let me know how that goes.
Banter. All right, let's talk about the RB Leipzig against PSG match today. We do have a lot of talking points for this one. The biggest talking point, Gini Wijnaldum, 2 goals. He has not been playing very much for PSG. Pochettino hasn't been really playing him. Do I know why? No. One of the best midfielders in the world over the past few seasons for Liverpool. A big part of their success. Great box-to-box midfielder. Can do it on both ends of the pitch. We saw it today. He got 2 goals. I'm just very happy for him. Because I was like, he came into PSG, free signing, one of their biggest signings. I mean, they had a lot of big signings. But I really wanted to see him play. I thought he would be a big part of that team. But he hasn't been starting. So to see him get 2 goals is just fantastic. But another player who is probably one of the more underrated players in Europe at the moment is Nkunku, the attacking midfield. He could play. He's very versatile. He could play out wide. He could play centrally. He was at PSG as an academy player, moved to RB Leipzig. I forget the fee. I think it was around 17 million and has been linked to, Arsenal, Tottenham, Leicester City even in the past. And now he's just absolutely balling for RB Leipzig this year. I think in the first match he played against PSG, I might be making this up, but I think he got 2 headers. He scored 2 goals. And today, again, another fantastic header, which is kind of crazy for a player who's just extremely technical. Did we change? Did I say 2-1? Sorry. If I said 2-1, it was 2-2. They scored in the final moments a penalty. And that's something we need to talk about. Kimpembe, man.
You have thoughts on Kimpembe?
I have thoughts on Kimpembe. He was ruthless today. The man is off the chain, all right? I don't know what he was doing in the first half or second half. There was 2 tackles back to back. This man is flying in, taking players out. He's just very he's not in control that much. And we saw that in this penalty. Man got up. Like, he's like, he could probably dunk a basketball, but you don't do this against an opposition player in the dying moments of a match. Like, this is against Nkunku, by the way. So he drew the penalty. He got up and just, I don't know what he's doing. He's just looking at the ball, doesn't see the opposition player, takes him out. And then the boy, Szoboszlai, finishes. He's been injured, but I don't know if you know him from Salzburg. Absolute baller, attacking midfielder, can strike the hell out of the ball. Free kicks, as we saw today, penalty. He didn't smash it. What is Zach saying? Hey, long time listener, first time caller. Are Man United worse in the Champions League? Hey man, I'm not in form. They are reliant on Ronaldo, but that's a whole different question. But yeah, I was really happy to see Szoboszlai back in form, getting a goal, getting back on the pitch. I wanted to see him take the free kick and Nkunku got, but he scored the penalty. And I honestly, in the first half, Donnarumma saved the penalty against Andre Silva, one of the better strikers last year in Germany, only behind Lewandowski. I think he had like over 20 goals. He was banging in goals for fun last year at Frankfurt. Moved to RB Leipzig for, I think it was like 20 mil, which is nothing in the world of football at the moment for a striker that banged in 20 plus goals last year in the Bundesliga. He missed the pen against Donnarumma. And to be fair, when Donnarumma's up there, I was watching him against Szoboszlai. I was scared. I was like, if I'm taking this pen, bro, this is going 20 yards above the bar. So I must give credit to Szoboszlai. He has the cojones, he has the mental strength to finish the ball.
Speaking of cojones, the chat's going off about Tadic's goal.
Oh man, should we get into Ajax versus Dortmund? We can, because that goal for Tadic, I don't know if you saw it. He got to the back post, tapped it in, composed finish. But this man, look at him. He finishes the ball, and then, he's on the ground, and his momentum carries him into the post and just full splits. And he was just holding his groin area for, solid minute after that. I don't know how he got up and celebrated, but he turned to the fans. He said, let's go, get in. And that was, what was that? Was that the second goal for Ajax? So that was in, the 85th minute, around there. But again, this was a match that, I'm sorry, the referee killed the match early on. Red card at 0-0, at 0-0 in the first half. Hummels, a soft foul. He didn't even touch him. Look, Anthony is jumping on him, if anything. Obviously, it was a late challenge. He looked like he was in slow motion, low-key, to be fair. But it's not a red, bro. In the first half, that's soft. That's honestly super soft. No more kiddos for Dusan Tadic. Yeah, probably not. But yeah, so red card. But then Dortmund go on to score a goal, a penalty. Royce gets a penalty or scores a penalty, but Bellingham, again, the referees in this match, I don't know how they drew this pen. It was quite soft, just a tap. You see him, the Ajax player, who was that? Mazraoui, I think, the fullback, right back. I think that's him. Yeah, he just gets a nick on Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham goes down. I honestly thought it was going to be overturned and not be a penalty, but they called it a penalty, and they finished it. Royce finished it, and they went up 1-0, which made the game more entertaining, obviously. But Ajax finished it off 2-1, 3-1. Tadic got the goal, and then Haller got 2. Did he get 2?
Got 1.
He got 1. Who scored the final goal? It was Klaassen. Klaassen got the final goal. Again, in Anthony, we got to speak on Anthony. I know Haller scored a very composed finish with his head, but that's what he's in the match to do. But Anthony, one of the brightest young, talented wingers in European football at the moment, playing for Ajax. We heard about David Neres a few years ago. He's still a baller, still playing at Ajax, but Anthony has a left foot of gold, man. He controls the ball so well. And I just knew. I hadn't seen the goal. I saw the goal back for Sebastian Haller, and it falls to Anthony. He kills the ball with his first touch. And immediately I know he's going left. He's crossing it in. Haller's going to get a flick and bang. That's what happens. It's iconic. That goal is iconic. The amount of goals that come from Anthony cutting it onto his left foot and whipping it in, that's so hard to defend. Those in-swingers, all you need to do is get a flick on it, as Sebastian Haller did, and it's going in the back of the net. And Ajax system is just so so good for that. And we were talking about Ricardo Pepi. You can go look at our video, which will come out in the next couple of weeks about Ricardo Pepi, a young baller. And we were saying fits for him, maybe Ajax, for the same reason. Good finisher in the box. Will Jude Bellingham be at Liverpool in winter or summer? Are you kidding me? You think he's going to go in winter? Bro's tripping. Zach's tripping, man. Big Liverpool fan. He was just in the studio with us. I think he could go to I would like to see him go to the Premier League. He's like a Stevie G. Like if he goes to Liverpool, that would be amazing. I would love that. Even though I'm an Arsenal fan, I know. Arsenal almost signed him, by the way. Here we go. We did, okay? We did. Close. Same with Cristiano. Same with Lionel Messi. Same with Ibrahim. Hey, don't get me started, man. But yeah, I mean, that kind of wraps up the matches that we watched in depth today. But also, Zach Schwartz, he has just declined Liverpool, man, I think. We'll see what happens. I want to know how much money he's going to cost, because Dortmund are the best negotiators in the game. They are not pushed around in the transfer market. If they don't want to sell a player, they don't sell them until they want to, and they still command a great fee, as we saw with Jadon Sancho last year.
You want to touch on King Benz for a second?
Oh, I forgot. In the earlier game, Benzema and Vinicius. I think it was 2 assists from Vinicius. MVP, Benzema, King Benz, the drip king, getting 2 goals, man, adding to his tally. I don't know how many goals he scored this season, but we made a video on FTBL about him, analyzing him as a player, analyzing why he hasn't been talked about as the best striker in the world. And at the moment, he's up there. He's that guy. Him, Lewandowski, he's in that conversation by far. Is he the best? I think we go back between him and Mo Salah at the moment.
North Africa.
Yeah, North Africa, man. Shout out Algeria. Yeah, I think he's up there. One thing I want to go back to PSG, and I want to talk about PSG because, let's be honest, I'm going to say this right now. They're not winning. I think they could even lose Ligue 1. I think there's a lot of strong teams in Ligue 1 right now, and they're not playing that well. Unless they really pick up their form and start banging in goals, they're barely scraping by in Ligue 1. Like against Lille, they scored in the final minutes. Against, I forget who they were playing earlier in the season. Many different matches. They won in the last few minutes. So I think Pochettino has a lot of work to do there. And it doesn't come on just him. Mbappe needs to step up. Ibrahimovic even said he needs a little adversity. He needs some blood. He needs some of that fight to reach the next level. And we saw that today. I don't know if you watched the match, but Mbappe was missing chances, skying. He had one at the back post, free. He skied it. He needs to improve. In order to reach that elite level. We have some comments coming in from Mac. Do we think the Colorado Rapids, bro? We shout out to MLS, man. Do we think the Colorado Rapids can crack the Champions League next year? Are we talking about the CONCACAF Champions League? Godsey says, Mac, it's Europe. I really feel Salah deserved a goal today. Yeah, Kennedy. In that second half, Mohamed Salah was going off. He was so shifty, man. He was putting defenders on skates. I think the one thing I could criticize about Mohamed Salah today, I think he should have deserved a goal, but I also think he needs to, in some moments, release the ball a little sooner. Because, bro, he's taking on 1, 2, 3. Bro, release it. Get it in the box. You could get a goal. But, sometimes he tries to do it all himself. And that's what makes him the best. At the moment, that's what's getting him all the goals. But in those instances, I felt like he could release the ball a bit earlier. But, man, he was balling in the second half, putting people on skates. Who will be your Final Four Champions League teams today? Today, I'm saying PSG, no way. I think PSG are escaping their group with 0 chance. I'm looking at Liverpool. I think Liverpool will be 1. I think out of today's matches, I think Real Madrid. Shakhtar Donetsk played well today. They actually created a lot of chances. They got a goal. They hit one off the post. They were creating chances, and they are a very underrated side. But I think Real Madrid, even though they lost to, or did they tie to, what's the team? Sheriff? I think they might have lost or tied. I think that's just a team that can just remain. And I think they honestly will make it to the last 4. I could see that. And then the other two, probably I have to throw in the two English sides, City and Chelsea. I honestly think, Bayern. What am I talking about here? I don't know. Yeah, okay. I think Chelsea might slip up, to be fair. I think Chelsea, they won it last year. It's really hard to do the double. I think I'll throw Bayern, City, Liverpool, and Real Madrid. Hey, Liverpool, Chelsea, Real Madrid, and Bayern. Yeah, you can throw, I think I'll say this. 2 English sides will be in along with Real Madrid and Bayern. Those are my final 4. The English teams is just up for grabs. It depends on injuries. It depends on the league play. Patrick is saying, thoughts on Paul Pogba's laziness slander? That is ridiculous. Paul Pogba, we're not a fan of that, man. We're not a fan. If you're calling Pogba lazy, I'm sorry, you don't know football. He's not in the team to be an N'Golo Kante. He's out there to get on the ball. You need to build a team around him. It's the same thing about Ronaldo, calling him lazy. It's the same thing about that. You just need to build a team around him, structure the team around him. You even see, Pogba's still going to ground. He's still putting in challenges. We saw the red card. Aaron Godzi is a Chelsea fan. We can ignore him. No, but yeah, Chelsea might get in there. But I think Pogba, I want him to leave United because English football at the moment don't deserve him. He should not be ridiculed this much. He is a baller. We see him for France, one of the best players in that French side, in the senior team for France. So
out of the 2 teams that have been rumored most interested for him, Juve and Madrid, which team makes more sense to you?
I think I would like to see him in Spain. We already saw him at Juve. I think Modric and Kroos might need replacing at some point. I think Pogba could be that guy. I do think it would be a more balanced midfield. They don't play with an out-and-out 10. They play 3-man midfield, Casemiro, Kroos, Modric. Replacing one of those, you have Valverde, you have Camavinga. Those 3 could do bits together in midfield. I could see that. I don't know if Juve has the financials to bring him in. They're also struggling in the league at the moment. So, bruh, you sure you're an Arsenal fan? Yeah, of course I'm an Arsenal fan, man. Of course I'm and a Fleetwood fan. Pogba only plays well when there is class around him. Hey, man, you're a United fan. You're a part of that slander. You don't deserve him. Pogba is one of the best.
Talk that.
I want to see him at Real Madrid. I think he would fit well into that 3-man midfield. I also think he fits Spanish football. The Premier League is intense out of possession. And, I don't think he's, absolutely lazy. It's just that's not what he's in the team to do, and that's not where he's focused on. So, you could call it lazy. You could call it whatever you want, but I don't want to hear no slander. One of the best in the world.
What was your biggest takeaway from this Champions League round of matches?
I think the biggest takeaway for me has been, if we go back to yesterday in United, I think Ole still isn't that guy, and they're quite reliant on Cristiano. He got big goals yesterday, and on the weekend, they beat Tottenham 3-0, but it wasn't a convincing enough performance from a stylistic point of view, in terms of pinging the ball around to convince me that he's the guy, and that just kind of confirmed that against Atalanta. So I think that's probably my biggest takeaway. United need change. I think Ole still hasn't convinced me, and they might have messed up by not signing Conte, to be fair. So
are you worried about the Manchester Derby this weekend for United fans?
Hold up. Aaron Godzi's coming at me right now. Ozil, lazy. I think he is. And so I'm just looking like a fool right now, saying one player. Hey, man. Yeah, I was just. He might not. It's the same thing, I guess. And in the Premier League, you can't. We're seeing it with United. Every single player needs to be working off the ball, and that's what Cavani did when he was brought on, and that's kind of what led Arsenal to getting rid of Mesut Ozil and phasing him out of the squad, because he's the classic number 10. Extremely good in possession, but out of possession, created a lot of imbalance in Arsenal's midfield. So Ozil looks like a bug, man. So okay. Whatever. What was your question?
Are you worried about United in the Derby this weekend?
Oh yeah, United are. I think United lose properly like 3-0. I could see them
Not as bad as a Liverpool thrashing.
3. Well, it depends. I mean, it can go either way. If City take all their chances, I think it could get pretty gruesome. But if they, yeah, I think I'll go for a solid like 3-0. By 3 goals at least, City will win. What can we expect from the FTBL team on YouTube in the future? Yeah, man, let's talk about it a little bit. Make sure you subscribe to FTBL. We've been going a lot. We've been going real hard on YouTube. We've been talking about young players, FTBL scouts. We already did some on Chouameni. Ricardo Pepi's in the pipeline. We have some others coming out as well. Marcelo Gallardo. We've done Route 1, where we just dissect one of the biggest stories, one of the things we're most passionate about, like King Ben's being one of the best in the world. We've been doing some S tiers. They're gonna come out. They're not out yet, but they're in the pipeline, man, and they are straight gas. They're fire. We've been doing all the feels. One of our most popular episodes, our most popular series, where we just react to storylines. It's fun. It's hilarious. It's engaging. We're holding up emojis. It's a good time. And a lot more is coming. We're doing Total FTBL was the first show. We did the first show of Total FTBL, our trademark show here on FTBL this week. We released it on Monday, and we're just covering all the biggest stories in the world of football, dissecting them, the matches from the last week. We just going twice a week from here on out. We're doing one tomorrow. You got to subscribe. You got to stay tuned because it's big things are coming here on FTBL. Big things are coming. So I've been your host, Kid Pesh. That was the wrap of the Champions League. Subscribe, comment down below what you think of the matches today. And yeah, man, we're out.
Where can they follow you?
Oh, you could follow me. Yeah, I'm not gassing myself up. You can follow me at Kid Pesh on Instagram or at Pesh Football on TikTok. I post footy stuff there. You know the vibes, man. And again, follow FTBL. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. Subscribe or follow us on TikTok, on Instagram. You know the deal, man. It's fun. We're getting after it. Let's go. Let's do this. Peace.